What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Drill. So in today's video, I want to show you guys what I believe is the best 4 verticals setup inside of Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go in and sub and turn on post notifications on. So you guys might be wondering, like, bro, why are you talking about 4 verticals and what's going on? All these plays you can do, you want to do 4 verticals, but I just want to say that this 4 vertical setup can literally shred any zone coverage in the game, and it's going to force your opponent to play man coverage. And this formation that I'm about to go over has really nice man beat as well, which I'm probably going to do a part 2 on. So without further ado, the formation that we're going to be talking about is going to be this gun tight slots halfback weak, which I am personally in the Panthers playbook right now. Again, I'm in a Panthers playbook, but this particular 4 verticals can be found in every single gun tight halfback slots playbook, and those are going to be in the descriptions. I know it's in the Raiders and there's a couple others. I believe Run and Gun has it, so just check the description for you guys to see all the playbooks that it's in. But I'm personally in the Panthers playbook right now. Now, as far as personnel goes, obviously you just want to have your two, like I said, obviously, but you want to have your 2 best receivers on this side of the field, because we're going to be utilizing both these receivers, and this offense works really nice with the receiving back that's pretty decent. It doesn't need to be, you know, CMC. But I mean, I could have put the other backup in just to show you that it doesn't matter, but we'll keep CMC in just because. But anyways, here we go right here to 4 verticals. Now, this video, I'm only going to give you guys one setup, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like versus non-zone drop, and I'm going to show you what it looks like versus zone drop using the same setup, just to kind of prove to you guys that you don't really, you know, when I tell you guys it works versus zone drops, this is just a video just to kind of, you know, show you guys what I'm talking about, and exactly you'll be able to understand why I tell you guys what I tell you guys, as far as, hey, this does work versus zone drop, you know, or hey, this won't work versus zone drop. So anyways, what we're going to do, you can tell we do have safeties in that linebacker position right here. We do have, you know, 2 good slot corners, and we have speed all on the secondary. So we're going to come out in cover 3, but we're going to talk about cover 2 and cover 4 drop. We're not going to talk about man coverage to set up, because this is a zone-based play right here. So let's go and talk about cover 3. Now, we also have zone drops off right now. Again, we have them off. So everything you're about to see is zone drops off. Now, if they come out with their safety to the opposite side of our 2 receivers, so you see we have our 2 receivers over here. If they come out with their safety to the right side, it's an automatic touchdown versus cover 3, honestly. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So we're going to take square, put them on a streak. We're going to take our running back, put them on a swing route, and we're going to take circle, put them on a curl. Now, this setup right here is really, really fire. Now, one thing I do want to mention, you see I'm on the right hash mark on offense. You always want to make sure if these 2 receivers are on the wide side of the field, again, make sure they are on the wide side, which, if I remember in this video, I'll show you why it's really important for them to be on the wide side, just because of how they actually run their routes and how, you know, things get open, how the defense reacts. You know, it's crazy, all that matters depending on where you are on the field. But anyways, so basically what's going to happen here is that we're going to snap the ball, and you're going to be able to see, you just want to wait for them to get past that hook curl, and basically what you'll be able to do at that point is actually split the cornerback and split that safety for a potential 1-play touchdown. So I'll show you that one more time, then I'll show you what happens if they flip the safety, and just show you kind of like what that looks like. But essentially, it's a simple read. You want to look for square and just see if he gets open. Now, if square's not open, you want to hit the running back, which I'll go over read progressions here in a second. I was trying to fall down when I was getting tackled, but I'll talk about read progressions actually. You know, I'll talk about it right now. Why not? Now, like I said for you guys, with this 4 vertical setup, no matter what defense they run, no matter what's going on, this needs to be a read progression. You always want to start off with square. So you always want to look to see, is this streak open? You know, if they're playing the hook zone, then you want to wait for him to clear that hook zone, and then you want to actually deliver a dot. So that should be your first read, right? So if the user, you know, if he's playing cover 3 and he's playing on this hook curl, like if this is a hook curl, obviously this is a spy, but if they played a normal where the linebacker's on a hook curl, then basically you'd want to read and say, okay, is he going to run with this streak right here, or is he going to play my flat route? That's going to be your read progression. Now you see right here, I could have took my flat. You want to take that every single time, honestly. You want to take that, if you notice square is not open, that's your next read progression. Now, if the user is on the opposite side, if he's on this side right here, then it's even better, because he has to cover this route right here. That's why we put this route right here. So he can't just, you know, hop on this guy and try to run over here and get extra guy over here, because that's the only thing that would kind of slow down this concept. But if he wanted to do that, he can't, because now we have a route right in front of his face that he has to sit and guard. If he runs off somewhere, then what? We'll just throw it backside right there. So that's kind of like why I like this play. Now, real quick, I'll show you what happens if they have their if they have their cover 3 on the right side, well, to the left side, excuse me, over here. And you're going to be able to notice that we actually won't be able to have it. The only way you can possibly have it is if you have a strong arm quarterback, which Sam Darnold is definitely not that. And the reason why I say that is because, oh, they actually didn't that time. Okay, cool. So it all depends on if they're zone drop or not, how they react to that. But if they don't zone drop, he'll actually turn and run with him. I didn't mean to go to choose new play. But anyways, if they zone drop, then a lot of times things are going to change, which I'm going to talk about zone drops here in a second, but just didn't mean to actually click off of that. So let's go back to cover 4, let's go back to 4 verticals, and then let's go back to cover 3. But what we're going to do now is actually talk about cover 2. So with cover 2, it's literally going to be the same exact thing. And also, first, before I show you that, I want to show you why I don't, because you might be wondering, Real, why do you put him on a streak when he's already on one? And this is why, just in case they play cover 2, because if they play cover 2, he's not going to run his streak route. He's going to run like this little post. Hopefully I have enough time to show you, but this post is just not good. You can tell the mid-read is going to play it, and it's just not good in my opinion. Because even if nobody plays it, it's just not a great route because of how it's ran. It doesn't really get open how I would like it to. So to me, that's why I just go ahead and put him on a streak, because I like to know for a fact what he's doing every single time. So you see, we do have cover 2. Now this is just saying if they don't have a middle third out there, which it doesn't matter with this setup because we're still going to have what we need open. So here we go right here. Now, like I said, you always want to start off with square. Okay, square is not open. You want to start off with R1. Now with R1, what you're going to notice is that if they are not zone dropping, then they're actually going to man match. So that cloud or soft squat is going to man match out there. So let me show you that here. So kind of watch what's going on. So square, you notice how square is going to turn and run, so that's not open. So next we want to actually go to the running back, right? So that's what we're going to go ahead and hit. And you can tell what happens right here is that with this particular route concept, he's going to just match onto him and actually just run with him. And that's a cloud, by the way. And also one thing you do realize too is that inside of cover 2 with this particular setup, this curl route is actually going to do a pretty decent job of getting open. And the reason why is just because this wheel route is going to widen out that vertical hook, and he's actually going to kind of carry it, and that's going to allow this throw right here to get open. So that's why I love to put that backside curl route. Now, like I said, you guys can see this is going to get open, and we'll talk about what happens if they zone drop and show you all that here in a second. Now, the most obvious thing is, I know you might be thinking, okay, Real, what if they put a hard flat in cover 2, you know? So I do want to go ahead and show you that too. So let's go and take square, put them on a streak, R1 on a swing route, circle on a curl. And obviously if they're going to do something dumb like playing a hard flat, they're just going to, you know, they're going to give up even more yards being dumb, you know. So that's why, like, you know, they probably wouldn't do that, you know. So again, no, that's just, I mean, you can tell this play is just really, really good in that aspect. Now, cover 4 drop is the only thing that can kind of slow down this setup. But even still, this is actually where I like to kind of playmaker a guy at. So also, it also depends on what they're doing with the cover 4 drop, because if they leave a purple or a deeper zone drop, then what we're going to be able to do is actually pick on, you know, the flats out there. So this R1 route is going to just do wonders getting open in the flats. You can kind of tell right there. We got a bad animation, but that's still 5 yards or so. So you just literally just want to keep taking that. Now, the only thing that would actually technically stop this play, if you wanted to be honest, is if they played a cover 4 drop, but they called hard flats. But also, this is just this particular play that it will stop, you know. So there's always, I mean, in part 2, you'll be able to see if somebody wanted to run this kind of defense, they just really be in trouble just because they'll give up the sideline, you know, deeper down the field all day. But realistically, what's going to happen, you can also come over here and playmaker that guy, which is something I like to do too. That's why I like having him on a curl route, because it gives you an ability to playmaker somebody. So if your opponent is thinking you got bagged, or let's just say your opponent did some type of great defense where they had, you know, they had this route covered, they had that streak covered, and they had this wheel route covered, and their user is just somewhere over here. You know, maybe he's guarding him, or maybe he's guarding this little gap. You know, let's just pretend something like that, right? So that's whenever I want to step up in the pocket and actually grab this guy. So you want to drift this way a little bit. You see how I drifted and I clicked onto him? You want to click onto him and just playmaker him up, or, you know, wherever you want to playmaker him at. So that's why I really love this guy right here on a curl route, just because I got that option. And also, one of the cool things that you notice too is that the wheel routes, they normally stop and turn into like deeper curls. So that's really what makes this play really good too, because what you'll be able to notice sometimes is that they'll break this way, or sometimes they'll break back. It all just depends, but they normally sit up and stop. So a lot of times you can actually throw that. You see how both of them just kind of stop at the same area of the field. That's something that you can know. So let's just say they did play cover 4 drop. And they just like, okay, yeah, I got him bagged, you know, you can't really do anything. Then you can actually go ahead and hit that. It's like a deep, it's just a deep curl route in my opinion. That's pretty much, if you want to think about it. Hopefully I get enough time to pocket to even show you, because that they're fighting right there. So I tried to guess it. Okay, so you can't guess it, but you want to just hit it when it gets. I try to guess whenever X is going to settle up. I guess it's kind of randomized, but that's just something that you can look for. You know, that's something I realized last. But let's see, did he set up? Yeah. Okay, so I tried to time it. Let me see. When did I throw this ball? Okay, so yeah, just basically just look for it. Don't try to anticipate it like I tried to. Just kind of just, you know, just wait for him to actually settle up and then throw the ball. But quickly, I do want to try it one time just to see, because I want to okay, go for a drop. Here we go. I want to try it at least once. So let me spy that guy so I can have a little bit of time. Oh, let's call hard flats too, just like we did last time. Boom. And this is just showing you guys that what happens, how zones play basically, and how, you know, your receivers are going to play after. Now, triangle got bumped really bad, but let's see if that matters. Yeah, that definitely did matter. But anyways, moving on. I just wanted to see if we can get it. But anyways, moving on. Just make sure if you feel bad, you always have the option to playmaker a circle, and that's why I sit him right there as a insurance, as a safety valve. That's basically what he is. So okay, if everything's bad, let me playmaker this guy, or, you know, throw the ball out of bounds. Either one, you know, whichever one you feel comfortable with. Now, next thing I want to talk about is actually let's go back to cover 3. Now, one thing I do want to show you, okay, what if they deep half? So I did forget to mention that, because you might be thinking, okay, if they deep half, then everything should be covered, right? Now, if they are going to leave you the flats, you're going to take the flats, of course, no matter what. And if they are going to deep half, what you're going to be able to realize is that triangle is just going to get so wide open. You just kind of want to, you can swerve and rack it if you want, but if they deep half, that is just not going to be the answer, to be honest with you. So if they wanted to play like a, you know, normal cover 3 with the safety to this side of the field and they deep half, they're going to be giving up that dot all day long. Now, I do want to show you what happens if they put a hard flat on that side too. So here we go right here with the setup. Boom. So if they do this setup, like I said, you can even drift this way in the pocket if you want. And if you drift, that throw is going to be even easier to make. And sometimes you can even get a good rack animation and even score off that. So deep halfing, they're going to have a lot of trouble running cover 3, honestly. So no matter what's going on, cover 3 is going to be really, really hard for them to run. Now, last thing I do want to talk about is zone drop. So let's say, because in part 2, you're going to see they're going to have to zone drop with the route combos that we're going to have. They're not going to be able to play stock zones. So what they're going to do most likely is actually put their flats about 20, and they're going to put their curl flats on like 5. That's normally what people do. And they're going to play like a 25, or they may play like a, you know, 15-5, even 25-5. You know, some people do those. So I'm just going to start off with 20, because most of the time that's what you're going to see, a 25 combo. So let's just go back to cover 3, and we're going to go all through the zones again, and we'll just, you know, talk about the same exact setup and how that read progress is going to be. So let's go to 4 verticals right here. Now, and also I do want to talk to you guys about blitzing. So if they blitz you, I still want to show you, like, and the reason the video is like this, because a lot of times you guys might think, oh, what if they blitz you, or what if they zone drop? I want to show you that the setups I give you, it doesn't matter. You know, it literally doesn't matter, and you guys will be able to understand that here in a second. So square on the streak, R1 on the swing route, circle on the curl route, just like this, right? So we're talking about cover 3. Now let's back that corner off too, just to, you know, simulate maybe they wanted to play off coverage. Now, anytime that safety is not on that side, we're gonna have a touchdown. Like, anytime they do not put that safety over there, that's an easy touchdown. Now, if they put that safety and rotate them, then we're gonna make our continuous read progression, right? So square on the streak, R1 on the swing route, circle on the curl route. Now I do want to show you, remember that the zone drop, the purple is at a 5, right? So what's cool about this play, as you tell, I got hollered at, but I actually want to go back into replay and just kind of show you real quick things I like about this play. Now, what's cool about this play, if they play at a 0 or a 5 zone drop, no matter which one they play, you're actually going to be able to have this route. So putting them on the swing route, they actually, like, they'll come out here and almost run like a delay type of wheel route. So you notice he's gonna like kind of start the climb in his route, and you can definitely pass this. You know, you can definitely throw this out here. So a lot of times what's going to happen is that the user, you know, if he's on this side, then he's screwed no matter what, because, well, if they have that safety on that side, he's screwed, because of course, you know, we have that. So normally they'll be running with that, and then also he may try to come back and lurk you right here, but the whole time we're actually going to be able to hit this dot right off the sideline. And, you know, also we still have the ability to playmaker this guy too, which is why I said this play is just, it's just really good. Now also, one thing I want to show you is that you want to make sure you're very careful about playmaker. So I'll show you here real quick. So you always want to step up, and you want to drift this way in the pocket. Sometimes you see if you do it wrong, then you actually won't be able to playmaker him. They actually make you playmaker the running back. So be very, very careful about that. So if you want to playmaker circle, you have to really just go hard to that side of the field, which I'll show you right now. And I also wanted to go over this too, just so you guys can understand and fully understand exactly how to, you know, utilize this play to the fullest. So let me show you that. So basically what you want to do, you want to come over here, you want to come this way and actually grab him. So the only bad thing is that if you want to playmaker him, you have to go to that side of the pocket. But the reason you would do that is if the user is on this side, right? So if this is the user, you know, let's say you wanted the user safety even. So that's if he's, you know, has this covered somehow, you know, somehow he had this covered. So he's seen the leak right here. So he took his user right here. So let's say this is the user. Let's say he took his user and shot over here, right? Because you already got him with this once, right? So this is where you want to step up, step to the side, and you actually want to step on this side of the field, right? And so now you can tell we're going to grab him, and then you could playmaker him up, you could playmaker him left, you could playmaker him right. You know, it's wherever you want to playmaker him at that point. I just kind of just grabbed him and just threw him in a direction, but you'd want to just playmaker him. You can tell we can go right if we wanted to, we can go maybe up depending on, or we can go, I wouldn't go left. Well, yeah, you can go left because this guy, the user, would be over here, so you can playmaker him that way. So it's just all up to you. You know, it's just practice mode. I'm just getting screamed at, you know, extremely hard. But I also want to show you what it looks like with a 20-yard cloud flat. But obviously you guys should know if they play a 20-yard cloud flat, then that running back route is going to just be screaming wide open. You can tell we're going to just be able to throw that right there, get about 5-10 yards, get real aggravated with that. Now what if they play the deep half, right? So what if they deep half them and then play a 20-yard cloud? You know, will that actually stop that little backside wheel route? And I'll go and show you guys that right now. So let's take a circle, put them on a curl, go and snap the ball, and then I just want to show you that all you want to do is drift, and then you're going to be able to throw that out there. So we can actually throw that on top of a 20-yard cloud. Now, they would probably have to put a 30-yard to even stop that, just because of the distance that we're able to cover with this route. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. So right here, if they let me grab them, basically what's going to happen is you just want to wait, and then you want to just wait, and then you want to throw this ball, and it's going to just be really just out here, you know. So 25 may be able to help, maybe, but he only broke off. Think about it, he only broke off because I threw the ball. So if I held the ball longer, then he's going to just keep running with him, right? So that's one thing you got to remember too, is that he only broke off just because I threw the ball. So in theory, you can tell if they're at a 25, then I just would have waited until he's about right here, and then I could have still had all that area out there. So let's go and keep moving, because I know we're kind of taking a little while with these videos, but let me know if you guys do enjoy this deep dive like this, with just one setup showing you guys everything you might possibly face. So just kind of experiment and see what you guys like, don't like. But anyways, same thing, same kind of concept. You tell if they play a 20-yard zone drop, R1, I could have been through that way earlier, but I was just kind of was BSing, which I'll go and show you real quick. And also, I still want to talk about zone blitzing, and that's going to be the last thing after I go over the rest of the zones. But realistically, if the user's not out here, we're going to take that. And also, one thing that you realize too is that we'll be able to have this throw right here, which I'll show you actually in a second. So if they do not have like a hard flat, cloud flat type of combo, like a double Mabel style, you're going to be able to attack this all day. And even if they play double Mabel, the cool thing is that like with this route, as you notice, like it'll kind of keep running forward no matter what. So anytime they have a hard flat out there, then basically we're going to be able to still have a dot, which I'll show you that right now. So let's simulate double Mabel style, right? So let's say you remember our cloud is at 20 and our purples are set at 5, right? So let's just kind of simulate a double Mabel, right? Let's say the user is going to just be on circle, right? Because he's the one running the curl. So let's say they wanted to run a setup like this, which in part 2 this setup would just be absolutely destroyed anyways, but let's just pretend this is what they wanted to do to stop you, right? So basically what's going to happen with R1, watch R1's route. So what you're going to be able to notice, or even still, triangle is still going to get open too. I threw that extremely too late, but we'll go into replay, kind of talk about it, because sometimes in practice mode they do bump into each other, which I don't see that happening in game at all. Normally is that they zone drop, they don't touch anybody. But basically what's going to happen here is that well, it's kind of hard to say when they bump, but anyways, this route right here is still going to get open no matter what. All you have to do is just wait for him to get open, and you're going to be able to deliver that dot. So if they're not zone dropping deep enough, even if I think even a 30 actually won't be able to stop this kind of concept. So let's go back to cover 2. Now what I'm gonna do to make sure they don't bump to each other, let's put him like this. Let's put him in the purple with them to make sure they don't bump. I'm gonna kind of throw him out some, so hopefully he'll just go out there, because what you're gonna realize in game is that they don't bump into each other like that. They're just literally gonna drift out there, and that's all they're gonna do. So we're already set up right here. Now I just wanted to show you this R1 route that sometimes you can still split them, but you can tell triangle is still, I mean, that's just gonna still be wide open even though I'm throwing it super late, but it's literally wide open. So if they play like a double Mabel cover 2 style, that's gonna just be easy. You just want to wait for that to get open, because no matter what, that route's gonna be open as long as you have a speedster on these two sides, which you should, because he's gonna do a great job of pushing those zones back. Now, cover 4 drop, let's say they wanted to run cover 4 with like a 5-yard zone drop, then what you're going to be able to realize too is that we're just literally going to have the same thing open. So let's go and snap the ball and show you. And then also watch R1. So watch how he kind of climbs into that little gap right there. That's what I was trying to explain to you the first time. So if they do like a hard flat type of zone drop where they zone drop at 0 or 5, this swing route when you run it on the hash, to the wide side, so when you have your swing route to the wide side of the field, he's going to like swing and then he's going to kind of come up field and he's actually going to run past his zone drop, and this right here is going to push back any outside zone. So we're going to just be able to have this route. So like I said, it's good because they can't play any type of zone drops, because if they play him at a 20, then we're going to be able to throw this immediately out here with nobody there. If they put him at a 5 or a 0, this route is going to continue running straight up field right past that to where we actually be able to just throw it. You know, that's why I said that this route is, you know, it's pretty crazy. It almost has to be user guarded. And if they're going to user guard that, a lot of times you can just step up here and grab him and playmaker him, which is why I said I like this route so much. And especially if they're playing on like the safety, so they're not even going to be able to play on safeties. Why? Because we have 2 streaks running straight down the field, so they won't be able to do that, which is, you know, it's just, this play is just really good in that aspect. Now, depending on what they're doing, if they're playing at a 20, I also like to throw this other side, which I haven't talked about none yet, but let's talk about that real quick too. So if they wanted to play like a 20-yard flat, so basically if they're not putting a hard flat on this side either, you can actually throw this wheel route. You can throw it quick and it's going to be open pretty much every single time. So just kind of show you that, so kind of watch it, right? So you can kind of boom pass lead it, and I like the possession catch that. Now on Madden 22, it is a toss up with that, if they're going to give you that type of animation or not. But if they're playing like a cover 2 style of defense and they're zone dropping, then actually this route right here is going to just be, you know, really, really wide open, which I'll go and show you. So you see the setup right here, because that vertical hook is just not going to be there. So then at that point we can actually pass lead to get a nice little rack catch like that. Now, last thing I want to talk about, because I know this is a long video, I appreciate you guys that are here. You're probably thinking like, okay, bro, what if they zone blitz me, right? So if they go, you know, something like this where they press and, you know, they might take triangle. Let's say they want to blitz like 6 people, right? And to simulate the user, I'm gonna say squares the user. So let's say he wants to use it a hard flat, right? So let's say they wanted to run a defense like this, and they're probably going to bring this guy down. They're probably going to bring that guy down, and they're probably going to say, okay, well, I'll probably put circle on a hard flat, and I'll probably take him and put him in a deep gap. So you'll probably see some type of defense like this. Now, if they're zone blitzing you, this is why I said, like, you want to just, you know, use the same type of reads. So if they zone blitz you, you want to see is square open quick, is R1 open, and then finally you want to come back to circle. So let me just show you that: square not open, R1 not open, circle right there. That's kind of like how you want to read that, and you want to have those read progressions. This is why I tell you guys, no matter what's going on, it's the same read progression, literally no matter what's going on. Now there's some times where I will defer, so like if I see something I like, then I'll switch it up, but in theory that's the way you want to read. You want to see where the user is. Okay, square is not open. Now obviously R1's open here just because of we had zone drops on, but which I'll throw them in the purple next time to simulate that better. But the user will be here, right? And let's just say this read was muddy too, and then we want to come back to all the way to the backside read, and then you want to throw that curl route. So it's just a quick read play. And the reason we know we have to make a quick read, why, is because we're not blocking a running back. So we understand that there's going to be somebody free if they blitz. So that's what, it's up to you. Now the cool part is also you can throw this read hot too. So like if they're not playing a hard flat truly, then you can actually throw this quick read right here. That's such an easy read, and it's my favorite kind of setup because no matter what, we have a quick read open no matter what. So circle on us, here we go right here. We're just running like this, and I'm kind of simulating that same defense for you, just so you guys can kind of see it. So let's just say they did something like this, and we'll actually throw a hard flat out there this time. All right, so let's just say they did something like this, right? And let's take that circle route and actually blitz him just like this. Oh, hold on, what happened? Okay, there we go. Now, like I said, let's just say they did, you know, a defense like this, and now their users on purple, right? And they're gonna play a cloud out there or something like that, or just, you know, just something, you know. So basically, I just want you to understand that it's the same read progression. You can actually still throw X. So if you look out there, you don't see nobody on X, you can actually throw that wheel route, and you can just keep taking that, keep taking that, keep taking that. So as you guys can see, man, like this one play is just really, really good. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. It's just you have a quick read no matter what. You see how we always have, we have somebody vertical, and we have 2 people going out to the flats. We have somebody going, you know, to the outside, and it's just, you know, it's just gonna make the user have to worry about a lot, you know, because the user is going to be on the running back, and at that point, if the user's on the running back, then we'll either take this route or we'll take this throw out here to the sideline. So we're just giving the user a whole lot to worry about. Now, of course, if you had a little bit more time, you could actually throw this ball to the sideline. You could tell that was easily going to get open if you had enough time for that. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Do let me know if you enjoyed this video. And I'm sorry it was so long, but I hope you guys found a lot of value out of this one setup. And I hope you guys understand exactly how to run it. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.